Hi everyone and welcome to another session of IGCSE Math Preparation Series. My name is Irfan and today we're going to look into some past year paper questions, topicalized past year paper questions, and the topic that I've selected today is percentages. So without any further ado, let's start with question number one. Okay, Concert Hall has 1,540 seats. Calculate the number of people in the hall when 50% of the seats are occupied. So assuming that on each seat, one person sits, right? So we just have to multiply this by the total number of seats. That is 55% times 1,540. So basically, whenever you want to find the percentage of quantity, so you just convert that off to multiplication, right? You just multiply it. That's as easy as that. So that carries 1 marks. So let me grab my calculator. So you should get 847 seats occupied, right? If they want to make it tricky, they might ask you to find the number of empty seats. So in that case, you have to subtract this value from the total number of seats. So just please read the question carefully because these type of questions are easy to score. So question number 2, Niali paid $62 for a bicycle. She sold it later for $46. What was her percentage loss? Well, there are two approaches here. You can find the value that she lost, right? Basically, this number 46 subtracted from 62. So 62 minus 46, that should give us 16, right? That's how much she lost. And then you form a fraction with 16 and the original price of the bicycle. So that would be 16 over 62 times 100%. That would give you the percentage loss directly, or you can use the formula that I taught you in previous video, the new and old price, right? So on the left hand side we have the old and here we have the new. So if it's the case of reduction, you have to put subtraction here. If it's a profit or increase, you put plus and then you add. So here it goes the old price and here you get the new price. And what should we put here? That's basically the percentage, the value of percentage we're looking for. Let's put X over 100, that's the percentage. And here the old is 62, right? So old doesn't really imply less valuable, okay? By old, I mean before the change happens, right? So in this case, that's the reduction in price. Okay, the new price is 46. So if you calculate this, X would be 46 divided by 62 plus 1, and this should be minus. So the answer would be 25% because you have to multiply the whole thing by 100 at the end. And here we get the same thing, 16 divided by 62 times 100%, that is 25% as well. So it's up to you which approach you want to use. So question number 3, the taxi fare in a city is $3 and then 40 cents for every kilometer traveled. A taxi fare is $9. How far has the taxi traveled? So we have to deduct $3 from it because that's the price, that's how much they're going to charge you, regardless of what is the distance that you want to travel. So minus 3 that is 6, right? That's taxi fare. And then 40 cents for every kilometer. So 6 divided by 0.4. Let's see how much would that be. That is 15. So 15 kilometers. That's how much the taxi traveled. Okay, just deduct this 3 from the total amount that you're being charged. So B, taxi fares cost 30% more at night. How much does a $9 daytime journey cost at night? The journey is same, meaning which we still want to travel 15 kilometers, right? It's the same thing. This charge, this $3 is there as well. Nothing is changed. It's just that they charge you 30% more of whatever they charge you during the daytime. So this journey cost us $9, right, during the day. So at night, it's gonna cost us 30% more. So you just multiply it by 1 plus 30%, which is now the new price is basically 9 times 1.3, and that is 11.7. Another way again is to find the 30% of 9, and then whatever value you obtain, add it to 9 again. But this is easier. You just do everything at once and you get the answer, right? So moving on to question number 4. So 4 and 5 are similar. However, there is a slight change. You will see why I chose these questions. So let's do 4 together. So in 1970, the population of China was 8.2 times 10 to the power of 8. In 2007, the population of China was 1.322 times 10 to the power of 9. Calculate the population in 2007 as a percentage of population in 1970. So I think it's quite straightforward what we have to do. If they want us to write a quantity as a percentage of another quantity, you just have to form a fraction. In the numerator, you put the first quantity, that's the 2007. So here I put the value of 1.322 times 10 to the power of 9. So this is not about increase or decrease, nothing like that. It's just writing the value of one quantity as a percentage of another quantity. So then in the denominator, we have 8.2 times 10 to the power of 8 times 100%, because they want us to express it in that form. You just perform the division, and we have divided by 8.2. Okay. So it is basically 161.2%. So that's definitely an increase, because if we refer to the population in 1970, and this is our reference point, right? So if we take this to be 100%, now it is increased to 161.2%. So the percentage increase is 61.2, but this is not what they're asking. So in question number 5, which is a very similar question, but now they're asking for percentage increase. So what you can do is to do the same thing that we did in question number 4, and then basically subtract 100 from the final answer that you obtain, and that should give you the percentage increase. Or you can find the increase first from these two numbers. So let's find how much it's been increased from 1997 to 2002. So 1.28 times 10 to the power of 9 minus 1.24 times 10 to the power of 9. So I don't need a calculator for this, because these powers, they have the same index. So the answer is 0.04 times 10 to the power of 9, right? So that's how much it's been increased. Okay, that is for about 40 millions, right? So now I'm gonna use this number and then divide it by the original number in 1997, right? That is 1.24 times 10 to the power of 9, and then multiply it by 100%. So that's again another approach that you can use. So the answer is 3.2% increase, right? So that's an increase. So I suggest you to find the answer for question number 5 using the same approach, same strategy that we use for question number 4. Just at the end, you have to find the difference between these two numbers, right? 100% and the number that you obtain for this expression. All right, moving on. So as you can see, there are a few approaches for this type of question. You just have to master one of them, but understand the other methods as well. They come very handy one day. So a baby was born with a mass of 3.6 kg. After 3 months, this mass had increased to 6 kg. Okay, wow, it's almost been doubled within just 3 months. So calculate the percentage increase in the mass of the baby. By the way, guys, I think it's worth to mention this, that 100% increase means the value is doubled. So because some students are confused, I say, okay, we have a quantity like X, it is doubled now. Can you tell me the percentage increase? Many of them, they immediately go and say it's 200%. No, this is not correct. If we have X and now it's doubled, the percentage increase is 100%. Okay, so the percentage increase. So, okay, that's not really related to this question, but it just crossed my mind, wanted to share it with you guys. So calculate the percentage increase. Again, you can find the increase first, basically 6 minus 3.6, which is 2.4 kg, right? And then you form a fraction with this number and the original number 3.6. So 2.4 times 3.6, but don't forget to multiply it by 100%. And the final answer is 66.7%. All right. Now, question number 7. Indira buys a television in a sale for $924 US. This was a reduction of 12% on the original price. So this is reduction. Calculate the original price. So basically the price was something greater than this, maybe 900, some 70, 80, or even above 1 grand, right? And then now they're asking us what was the original. So the formula that I shared with you guys at the beginning of this video, that comes very handy and useful here, meaning which the old you put on the left hand side, the new on the right hand side. So here, if we have reduction, you put minus, that is 12%. So the old, that is X, we don't know, right? It was valuable, right, one day, and now it's the price dropped to 924. So that's the new price you put on this side, and you look for X, as simple as that. That is 924 divided by 0.88, right? You cross multiply and that's what you get. Let's see what is the final answer. That is 1,050 US dollar. That was the original price. All right. So moving on to last question, and that carries 4 marks, as you can see, compared to previous question. it carries more marks. So a student played a computer game 500 times. Wow. I don't think I have played that much of game. Was it in one day? No, it's not mentioned here. And won 370 of these games. He then won the next X games and lost none. Okay, so it's getting a little bit confusing, but you probably have to read it a few times to understand. So plays 500 times at first, and then out of which the number of wins is 370, and then he won the next X games and lost none. He has now won 75% of the games he has played in total, right? In total. Find the value of X. Okay, so how shall we start? Well, let's start with finding the number of games that he has won in total, meaning which finding it in the form of an expression, right? So we know that he won 370 times here, so 370, and we know he won X times here, so plus X. So this is the total number of time that he won the games, right? And then let's find out the total number of times that he played, right? Including loss and win, right? So we have 500 times here. And then when he played X times this game again, he actually lost none. So it means he played X times. He played 500 times here plus this X times. So we have 500 plus X. So this is the total number of game that he played actually, right? Now, this is the number of wins, right? This is the total number of game that he played. So if you form a fraction with that, right? Let's draw a fraction line here. This should be equal to 75%, right? So that's just a matter of using, you can use, I use ratio approach here, and then you find for X. The rest should be easy. You cross multiply, you get a linear equation, and we can find the unknown. Let me rewrite again. 370 plus X is equal to 0.75X. 500 times 0.75, that is 375, right? This guy here is basically 0.75. So you don't need to cross multiply. Don't come up with very big numbers, guys. So make life easier for yourself. So now, where were we? Yeah, we get 0.25x. This goes on the other side, and this goes on the other side. Must be equal to 5. X is equal to 5 over 0.25, and that is 50 over 25, which is 2. So he just, X is 2. So he just played 2 more times and he won both of them. So this question was a little bit tough at the beginning, but if you just take your time and try to explain it to yourself, then everything makes sense, right? So that was the last question for today. I hope you have enjoyed the video, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a nice day. I see you in my future videos.